Good morning, Malcolm. Good morning. Good morning, sir. Hello.
How are you?
Fine.
Anything going on?
Nothing.
Know about?
No. Malcolm, what is happening? So he's obviously threatening Russia with missiles. You know, we're not supposed to telegraph military moves, but he says the missiles are coming nice and smart. And what was the other thing? New. The new missiles,
New.
as opposed to
Right.
the used ones, I guess. What is going on, Malcolm? Can you break down what's happening? He has tweeted 17 times this morning, including this one. Much of the bad blood with Russia is caused by the fake and corrupt Russia investigation headed up by all Democrat loyalists or people that worked for Obama. Mueller is the most conflicted of all except Rosenstein, who signed the FISA and Comey letter, no collusion, so they go crazy. Okay, that's his like 8th tweet this morning. Can you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah. Actually, there were 3 in a row. Starting off with we're going to fire our new missiles. Missiles are coming. All right.
Right.
Now, remember how we used to criticize Obama for supposedly showing what we used to call statecraft, and showing bearing dignity and the awesome firepower of the United States by going through all the motions so that you don't commit men and women of the United States into war. Well, we don't do that anymore. Now we just tell them straight out. But Trump plays this pattern, and he does it quite often, where he'll come out and he'll make his big blustery threat. Then if you look at the next tweet, he says, essentially goes running to Putin and says to Putin, this is why, the United States relationships are the worst they've been, even worse than the Cold War. Back when we were talking about, annihilating each nation with nuclear weapons. So, Trump thinks that that's even worse now. And then in his 3rd tweet, he blames everything on the Mueller investigation, and that U.S. relations with Russia would be so much better if it wasn't for all this Trump-Russia collusion. I actually said this morning on air. It's a schizophrenic foreign policy that is betting the lives of the men and women of the armed forces. And it only plays out in his head, okay? It's like, I don't even know what to say. Give me some help here.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to underestimate how dangerous this situation is, though, isn't it? I mean, you've got John Bolton in there.
Phenomenal.
You've got, what did I just see this morning? China telling Russia they have their back. We're in the middle of a trade war with China, obviously. I mean,
Right.
and as I've said, Malcolm, I've always been afraid this is when the Mueller net tightens to the degree that it has. I mean, even for him, I mean, Travis was saying this morning, how many full-on Trump in the White House meltdown stories have we had already, right?
This week?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's start with today.
True. That first tweet smacked of a phone call or a face-to-face meeting with Bolton. That was straight up Bolton. Let's go at them. And here's, somebody obviously showed him a video of how cruise missiles work, which he seems to think are these new, amazing things that we have fired thousands of since September 11th, right?
Yeah.
We use them like, literally like bullets half the time. And he seems to think that there's something new and amazing, and they're going to be smart, and Russia's going to get it. And then 30 minutes later, he remembers how much money he owes to a cartel boss. And he, like I said, goes running and says, well, I really don't want to do this, and, U.S.-Russian relations can be great. Did I say PhD theses are going to be written about this entire multi-volume set of the insanity of King Donald I?
Right.
It's going to be written
Malcolm,
in
but
American history.
I cannot, for the life of me, though, this is getting so around the bend. Did you read Julian Assange's tweet yesterday?
No, can I hear it?
Okay, Travis, can you find the exact what he said?
I was fighting with Snowden yesterday.
Oh, okay,
So,
sorry. You were distracted. He tweeted to Trump saying, "Remember you ran on America first, no foreign wars. Assad didn't gas his own people. Why would he when you said you were going to pull out a week ago? Hashtag deep state, hashtag think." I'm like, wait, what?
Julian Assange is so terrified that Trump is going to flip and suddenly see bringing Assange to the United States and putting him on trial for the hacking of the election or something as a distraction, that he's willing to do anything. Did any of you ever think that Julian Assange, back when everybody was hailing him as the new hero of transparency, was an alt-right, neo-Nazi-loving, funded, sponsored by Putin, working directly for Russian intelligence hack?
Yeah.
Many of these people, I have people attack me weekly for things that I wrote about Julian Assange 2 years ago. This guy is an alt-righter. He is a hardcore Britain first, believer in the new
Brexit.
conservative majority, or what they call the worldwide national conservative movement. The same movement that has the neo-Nazis, the KKK, the mass murderer Anders Behring Breivik, and controls the parts of Europe's parliament. These people are crazy, and they are a direct threat to our democracy and democracies around the world.
You tweeted, "Oh snap! UK threatens Assad and Russia with International Criminal Court." I like it. And it's almost like, by the way, him just discovering how missiles work this morning. It also seems like he just discovered this morning that Putin is on Assad's side in Syria. That seemed to be new information.
Yeah, but like I said, it was that second tweet this morning where it appeared that he realized that he went too far with his bookie, right? And he started saying, "Look, we wouldn't have this problem with Russia. We want good relations with Russia. Look, you can't have it all ways in 3 weeks." Putin made that threat yesterday that he was going to strike back at the sources and origins of U.S. attacks on Syria. As I said just on TV this morning, that will ratchet this up to a theater-level regional war. And let me tell you, for all the people who think that they're listening and that Russia can take us, they can't take us, okay? We are really, really good at war fighting. And like those mercenaries that they sent to us, the 500 mercenaries, we killed 50% of them in less than an hour. But why do we want to go here? Because, if you're going to read a tweet, are you going to read the tweet about what I said this morning about, Putin dropping compromise on Trump if this keeps up?
I said that yesterday, Malcolm. That's why I couldn't wait to talk to you today. I thought, first of all, as you and I have said, they wanted us to know they did this, right? I mean, and their whole, they just want to disrupt. I wouldn't be surprised if this is all part of the plan. That maybe he drops all of the evidence of collusion and all that himself, Putin, right?
I didn't say that he dropped the evidence.
Say again.
Clear I said that I wouldn't say he dropped the evidence of collusion. That was pretty clear from the start.
Right.
But I do think that there's this. Trump went on this little rant today and was sounding a little bit like Angela Lansbury in The Manchurian Candidate. Wait till I get into power and then I'll show them all, the people that put me into power. I think Putin may have to send a reminder here.
Yeah.
And that
Good
reminder
God.
is going to be, and I mean, if I were to guess, this is an educated guess, very serious, I would say somewhere in Russian media, a screen cap of Donald Trump in his hotel room in 2013 during Miss Universe will miraculously show up. And that will be a shot across his bow that they own him.
Yeah.
They have anything he did in Russia during that period of time was under active visual and audio surveillance. They own him. And they know all of his calls. They probably have been intercepting all of his calls since 2013, which means they know all about his dealings and can make his life very, very difficult, which explains why he has this slavish devotion to Vladimir Putin above all else.
Yep.
But he got froggy this morning, and if he doesn't jump, all right, Putin has a way to make him regret anything that he said today.
You also tweeted Mueller blitzkrieg. This man means war. I mean, it's hard to underestimate how serious this Michael Cohen raid was, right? I mean, and
holy cow. Well, that wasn't just it. We understand that the law offices of Cambridge Analytica were raided on the same day. And that same law firm also represented Gazprom. But
Well, it's all connected. I mean, they're obviously, Stormy Daniels is cooperating with Mueller. Facebook is cooperating with Mueller.
this is war, and this game's only going to get better. I mean, I'm investing in popcorn stocks. There is no way that Donald Trump is getting away with whatever he thought he was getting away with. This man Mueller is serious, has a heart attack, and no ambulance.
Well, what do you make of what, obviously it's the first time he's said out loud talking about firing Mueller, saying he has the authority, talking about firing Rosenstein, Sessions. What do you see happening here, Malcolm?
Well, we could have a constitutional crisis. But, even if he fired Rosenstein and then fired Mueller, and this investigation doesn't stop. They tried this in Watergate, and they failed. You just had Lindsey Graham, a guy who can't figure out whether he's going left or right, come out and say this will be the beginning of the end of his presidency. No, it'll be the end of his presidency. He just lost Paul Ryan this morning, which unleashes Ryan to essentially put a knife in his...
Uh-oh. Malcolm, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm just saying. He lost Ryan this morning. He's in very serious trouble.
Yeah. Well, this is it's getting good now. All right, I'm going to get some popcorn stock as well. Malcolm, I see you on the TV, I'm sure, later today because it's early.
Yeah, I got the Chris Hayes. So,
all right.
We'll see you out there.
All right, see you out there. Bye. There he goes, Malcolm Nance.